Hey everyone, Kimberly Cronin here. I'm here today to share a video around a realization on a question that I asked someone else around a podcast video that they shared. The video they shared was around emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, and they were expressing about a tool that we can use to keep ourselves in alignment with our truth. So the way that this tool works is that if it doesn't feel good, it's not true. If it feels good, it's true. And I myself 100% believe in this tool and actually apply it myself. But as I was listening to the video, something showed up for me. And I had a question around it. So I shared it in the comments. I didn't receive an answer to that question. But now, looking back, I see why. And I'm actually happy I didn't. So my question to them was how we can know if we're properly using this tool, maturely and intelligently using this tool. Because I have noticed that I myself have in the past, and notice other people using this tool in an immature way. And let me explain that. That would be using it at a surface level. So an emotion shows up, it doesn't feel good. This isn't true. I know it's not true because the tool told me it's not true, and I know this tool now, and I'm going to use it. It's not true. Therefore, I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to run away from it. I'm not going to give it any attention. And I'm going to go over here and bypass it, spiritually bypass it. And I'm going to go over here and what they're calling positive, toxic positivity. I'm going to toxic positivity myself over here and tell myself the truth. So I don't know, maybe that works for some people, but I don't feel in the end it's working to our full alignment. So that was my question to them. How do we know, like, that we're not using this tool in an immature way like that? Where do we take responsibility and use it in its right place? Not as a scapegoat. I feel in that way, it's just this vicious cycle that we fall into a trap with. Using an intellectual, this doesn't feel good, I'm out. I know this is the truth. This doesn't feel good, I'm out. I know this is the truth. You know, we're not pausing long enough to really feel everything, really feel the untruth, really feel the truth, and be with each of them. So as I went into some days applying this tool myself and keeping my question that I asked them in mind, as I applied it, it dawned on me. I was like, oh, there it is. And it was kind of funny because I noticed that when we do use it in that way, and we avoid and we run, paradoxically, we are actually believing it's true. We're saying this is true, therefore I need to run, I need to hide, I need to avoid it, not give it any attention. We're believing it's true. Because when we really know it's not true, and we can feel the untruth in it and feel our real truth, we don't need to run and hide and avoid it. We don't need to bypass anything. So as I felt myself applying this, what I noticed was when I'm in that opportunity of seeing a trigger, an emotion arise, and instantly I know when I'm in it, and it's like in the muck of it, and I tell myself, this is not true. No, I don't stop there and leave it there and just go and say, this isn't true, I'm out. I can see where being in the maturity of it and the intelligence of it is where we stop for a moment, we let it go for the moment so that we don't get absorbed by it. We don't try to dissect it in that moment when it's intense. We don't try to observe it and look at it in that moment. Pause. Know in our heart it's untrue. Know there's a higher truth. We don't even have to feel that yet. Just know. And just take that moment to bring ourselves into that presence, which is our truth. But allow the emotion to still be there. Allow the feeling of that emotion to still be there. But pull your presence of who you are and your truth away from it. Just sit back. Pause and breathe. Be with it. Start to feel your truth slowly. Don't force anything. And as we bring ourselves to that presence, we can see we don't need to avoid this. We don't need to, because we can now feel our truth. We are standing right there directly in our truth, in that presence. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, I see. I don't need to run away to see. I can stand right with it to see. And I can still see and look at the emotion and the feeling of the emotion at the same time. I can look at the untruth and the truth simultaneously, together. And as we stay in that presence and objectively observe that emotion from that space, you really feel no need to avoid it or run from it. Because you're just like, oh yeah. So it's about that space we're looking at it from and really feeling the untruth in it yourself. Like, not just intellectually, this doesn't feel good, it's not true. really feeling it, going, oh yeah, this of course isn't true. I can feel that. I know it. And I can feel my truth right now. And I'm observing it from that space of truth. And in this way, in this space, we can look directly at it, into it, and take the opportunity to explore it a little bit and see, where did this come from? Why did I have this trigger? Why did this emotion show up? Why did this untruth and this disalignment show up for me? Where did that come from in me? Without being right in it, looking at it from our truth, not avoiding it and running away from it. Because we know, we feel it's not true. And in these opportunities, we can disrupt these patterns that keep cycling if we do avoid, to bring back around those emotions and those negative beliefs again that are not true. So we're looking at ending the cycle of that pattern. Because it won't end by avoiding it and using the tool in that way. So that's basically how I used the not answering of my question to come to my own conclusion and bring clarity for myself around it. And I guess the final note for me was that when we use it in a way of avoidance or running from, using the tool in an intellectual way, this is not using it maturely, not when we don't avoid it and we can look right at it, because we can be in that place of presence, in that place of our truth, and look at it from there. We are maturely and intelligently using those emotions in a positive way, from a place of using them from a positive space rather than a negative space. We don't need to use toxic positivity to override them. We're already in that place of positivity by using them positively. We're there. And that positivity is that we know our space of presence, our highest truth of who we are. Just look at everything from there. That's it. That's what I have for today. And I hope this maybe shed some light for somebody. Maybe everybody already knows this, and I'm just catching up. I don't know. But that's my share. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.